Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn the next practical from the experimental physiology, and that is effect of two successive stimuli. Effect of two successive stimuli, they are of same strength, and we are going to study what is the effect of those stimuli on the skeletal muscle contraction. So, the topic is effect of two successive stimuli, and the property which we are going to study is the property of summation. So, what is summation? Basically, it is the increase in the activity of the tissue when it is stimulated by multiple stimuli as compared to its effect by giving a single stimulus. That means, if you give a single stimulus, you will get some response, but if you give multiple stimuli, the amount of response will increase, and that is the property of summation. So, we will see summation how it occurs. Now, there are two types of summation: summation of stimuli and summation of effect. Okay. So, the summation can occur of stimuli or the effect. So, summation of stimuli, firstly we will see, we know that the single stimulus is effective only when it is above a threshold level. Now, if you are giving a multiple stimuli which are of sub-threshold stimuli repeatedly to a tissue, then there occurs summation of the stimuli. So, that means summation of the stimuli is possible if there are multiple repeated stimuli of sub-threshold intensity. So, that means a single sub-threshold stimulus will not be effective, but if they are given repeatedly, they will be effective, they will get summated and you will get the effect. So, this is the summation of stimuli. What is the next part? That is the summation of effect. We know that in the skeletal muscle tissue property, what is the effect of stimulus? It responds by the contraction. So, summation of effect is nothing but summation of contraction. So, summation of contraction occurs, there is increase in the magnitude of contraction when you give a multiple repeated stimuli as compared to the effect of single stimulus. So, this is the summation of effect. So, till now we have understood what is summation and what are the types of summation, that is summation of stimuli which is for the subthreshold stimuli, and summation of effect, that is summation of contraction. Now, this property of summation is shown by both the tissues. Which are these two excitable tissues? These are nervous tissue and the skeletal muscle. So, nervous tissue, that is the neurons, as well as the skeletal muscle is showing the property of summation, but it is better demonstrated in the skeletal muscle. So, today we are going to learn what will happen if you give a two successive stimuli to the skeletal muscle. Now, coming to the procedure. So, for studying the effect, we will require the setup, experimental setup, and that is same as that of the which is required for the recording of the simple muscle twitch. So, we will require a recording device, a stimulating device, and obviously one experimental animal. Now, there are some changes for giving two successive stimuli as compared to the single stimulus which is required for the SMT in the experimental setup. We will see that. Now, we will see the experimental setup which is required for recording the effect of two successive stimuli. So, rest of the setup is same as that of for the recording of simple muscle twitch, but only difference is the position of the strikers, these projecting strikers. Now, we have seen that for giving a single stimulus, we have kept the strikers like this. Now, there is an arrangement by which we can increase the distance between these two strikers, and then slowly we will go on decreasing the distance. So, initially if you keep them far apart, what will happen? We have included the drum into the circuit. So, when the drum rotates, the striker will touch the contact button and the first stimulus will go, and after some time it will be followed by a second stimulus. So, that means two stimuli are going one by one. So, we have recorded the graph. What we will see? because of the first stimulus there will be one graph which is followed by the graph because of the second stimulus. So, we will get the idea whether the second stimulus is falling after complete relaxation or not. If it is not falling, we can increase the distance accordingly, but if it is falling after the complete relaxation, then we have to decrease the distance, so that it will fall in the early relaxation or in the relaxation period. After that again decrease the distance, so that it will fall in the contraction period of the first one. Again take the recording, go on decreasing the distance, so that the S2 will fall in the late latent period, and if you keep them very near to each other, the second stimulus will fall in the early latent period. So, likewise you have to record the graph by going on decreasing the distance between the two strikers.